階段を上がって新幹線乗り場にお越しください。
He's got a timetable there that he keeps to.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Well, there's the braking coming into the station. Hey guys, welcome to Japan. I'm talking a little quietly because we're actually on a train. You can see here, this is quite obvious, right? We're actually at the front of the train and you can see out the front of the train. And we're here on the Sanyo line, which is a line that you can take from Hiroshima main station to a station called Miyajima-guchi. And we're getting off there and catching a boat to Miyajima. Miyajima is an island which is just south of Hiroshima. It's less than an hour outside of Hiroshima. And it's very, very famous for having a beautiful shrine called Itsukushima, I think, and even more famous for the red torii gate that they have floating out over the water just off of the island. There's also a few other things to see there. There's a beautiful mountain, and there's also a big sort of old like Shinto-y hall, and I think you can also see some monkeys there too. We're going to see the shrine today, and then we're going to catch a boat over to the Peace Park. So far, really, really enjoying Hiroshima. It's a really amazing city, and it's pretty cool to be at the front of the train as well. Get to see out the front of it.
Miyajima-guchiです。お出口は左側です。
We made it onto the ferry. You might be able to see the shrine just about here. And there's another boat that's somewhere along the way on its way over to the island already. This ferry costs 180 yen to take over to Miyajima Island. If you have the JR pass though, this is completely free. If you take the JR ferry, not if you take the other ferry. There's actually two ferry companies that part from this port. It's Matsudai and JR, but if you take the JR ferry, it's free on the JR pass, which is pretty amazing. So we just walked on here and it's completely free. Woohoo! So anyway, I think it's going to set sail in a minute. Loads of people are taking pictures, but yeah, we're going over there. So just inside the ferry terminal there's a very, very small tourist information stand, and right at the front there you can see some people picking up some leaflets. There is a Miyajima guide map in English and in other languages as well. So we picked this up. We'll use this to navigate around the island.
Miyajima is quite cool.
Yeah, Miyajima is quite cool. What do they make? Oh, oysters. Guys, look, they got oysters over here. Fresh oysters. Love it. The walk to the shrine from the station, I think, is about 700 meters. And so we've taken a route through this undercover shopping street. You know how much I love undercover shopping streets. Sounds a bit different. It's traditional undercover shopping street. Oh, look who we found. Giant Totoro. Yeah. So we're taking a route through the undercover shopping street to get over to the shrine, and it's just beautiful. There's loads of traditional craft stores, chopstick places, drum places, there's places making taiyaki, and places serving fresh oysters. Fresh oysters seems to be a thing here in Miyajima Island. Oh look, there's more of them here. This lady here is serving fresh oysters. Wow! What is this? What is it?
Miyajima is the birthplace of the rice scoop, so they made the biggest rice scoop ever.
I don't know if you guys got that. Liam's just reading the blurb, which is up on the wall here. Apparently, Miyajima is the home of the rice scoop. So if you come to Japan and you see like a rice making machine, they usually have this big rice scoop next to it. It's usually white plastic with little dots on it. So this is the giant rice scoop that they made to commemorate Miyajima being the home of the rice scoop. That's pretty amazing. Oh wow, look, they have taiyaki Kit Kats here. I've not tried this flavour. I've tried loads of different Kit Kat flavours from around the world, but not these ones. Oh, that is tempting. Might have to get some of them. Oh, I wonder if they have red bean inside. Shall I convince Liam to buy some? I think we shall. Is it got a block at the end?
I think it might
does have a block. It does have a block at the end. Look. I don't know, it just looks like a block.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Okay. Tastes like caramel.
Really?
Yeah.
I probably won't like it very much though. Can I try?
It's good. Looks like he's had a really good meal.
He's happy with himself. That one's just happy in general.
Yeah. So we made it. We did a little bit of learning about the shrine as we were walking up here as well. This shrine, Itsukushima Shrine, was built around 1593, around 593. You might see some deers pop up. Where is he? There he is. It was built around 500 and...
Be careful because that one I think we're trying to make with this one.
Right. So the shrine was built around 593, but it actually only got its sort of grandeur, structure and architecture style around, I think it was 1163, and the style of architecture is, the design of the architecture was designed by a guy called Taya no Kiyomori, whose statue is actually out by the ferry terminal, and it's painted in vermilion because it's not only defensive to environmental damage, but it also wards off of evil spirits as well. The colour wards off of evil spirits. Look at these stairs which go down just to the right of the torii gate. Well, it depends on which way you're looking, but the right for me right now, they go down into the water, and if we follow it along, the water's actually pretty clear. You can see a sign underneath there as well, so I think when you're low tide, you're able to take this route so that you can come and get right up close to the torii gate. Of course, we're not going to be able to do it now. It'll be another good 6 hours or so when it's low enough to do that, and we'd be gone by then. We're about to head into Itsukushima Shrine. You do have to pay a little to get in. It is 300 yen for adults, and it looks like 200 yen for kids, or 100 yen for very, very small kids. Just on the side there's some really interesting information. So just this little plaque here. This information is telling you when high and low tide is, because you get to see the temple in a little bit of a different way at low tide compared to high tide. So we're actually here at high tide right now, and so low tide will be around 4 p.m. This is in November. It changes obviously throughout the year. So Itsukushima Shrine is actually connected by 300 meters worth of tunnels over the water. This map that you get from the entrance actually shows you pretty nicely a good route to go around it. But here, from the entrance as well, you could just see how it floats above. What a fantastic place! you're not allowed to take pictures of the shrine attendants here. You can take pictures and video around the whole complex, but just not of the shrine attendants. But just inside of here, there's a little stall that they're doing calligraphy writing and selling some other charms and stuff, which are really, really lovely. And they do have proper shrine maidens here as well, so women that are dressed up with the white tops and the dark, like vermilion coloured skirts. They're really, really amazing. But yeah, sad you can't take videos of them, but that seems to be a common thing in most of the shrines that we go to in Japan. This shrine is so huge, but I'll show you guys around some of the places that we've been and we're going to, using the pagoda as a reference point. Just right to that building there is the Marauder Shrine. I'll list the goddesses and other deities which are enshrined here underneath here. And we'll go to the right, then you've got the main shrine, which is this building here right in front of us. Itsukushima is the one who's enshrined here, the one in which the shrine is named after. And then we're going to go around to the right hand side. We've got the Daikoku Shrine, which is the little one. Oh, actually, sorry, let's just say it's just to the right, hiding behind Itsukushima Shrine, or the main shrine. And then over to the right hand side of that, which you can see popping up just behind this sort of pagoda-y lantern thing there, is the Tenjin Shrine. Right in front of that is the No stage. No is a form of Japanese theatre. There is a great explanation of different dances and festivals that they held here at the shrine complex. Amazing. You see the main shrine here just off to the right. This left bit here looks like a stage. It is a stage. They hold the dances here on the stage. And the No theatre is used for No performances.
Oh, of course, these will be the ones which are praying for success in their exams.
Oh, wow.
Because it's the deity of scholarship, isn't it?
So they have a load of these Emma boards here in the Tenjin Shrine. The Tenjin Shrine was just to the right of the Daikoku Shrine. And this is the shrine where the person who's enshrined here was deified as a patron of scholarship. So we think that these Emma are praying for success in exams coming up. So this is a Tenjin Shrine. It's one of the buildings which is a little bit more somber in style. It doesn't have that red vermilion around. Just beautiful. There's Liam on the left hand side. This will be his favourite. That bridge is so amazing. What a steep slope. I would not want to be walking up that in a kimono. So this is the bridge behind me still. The steepness is crazy. I actually think that it wouldn't be possible to climb up of this in any dress at all. So we think maybe they might have just been ceremonial bridges rather than actual bridges that we used. Oh, that sounds like a big plane flying overhead. But yeah, still pretty impressive. So we're outside of the temple complex now. It's right over here, and we've popped into the Dai Ganji temple area, which is the temple complex that was responsible for upkeep of the Itsukushima Shrine until the Meiji Restoration. Now, Meiji Restoration was around 1868. It's when Japan went through the big, the big restoration period, moving it in from being the sort of Edo, samurai, feudal times to the modern era. So it took a lot of inspiration from the West. I can't show you inside the shrine because it's no photos, but inside this shrine there's an amazing statue of Fujin or Raijin or one of those gods. He's a god which is completely made out of wood carving with big fire behind him. If I find the name of it, I'm going to put it down below here because that was amazing. If you come here, pop in and see that shrine. Amazing statue. Really cool. Well, we found the deer hangout bridge. Look at that. Not too sure why they hang out here. We reckon it's probably a warm place for them. But there's loads of them. Actually, they're all females and one male, so it's probably a clan. Clan of deers, group, mix, party. We'll find out. Look at this, guys. It's a crazily long tree. This tree is not going up, it's going sideways. Then you can see, if I pan the camera over this way, all the way along there. That is amazing. It's right by the pagoda. You can actually donate money to it. The box around by the roots, you can donate some money to keep it growing. So cool. So just next to the 5-story pagoda we have Senjokaku, which you can see just behind me. It's actually dedicated to Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who is the guy who commissioned it to be built. Now, he actually died in 1598 before its completion, and so it remains unfinished to this day. The guy who took over after him, Tokugawa Ieyasu, very famous person here in Japan, together with one other guy, Hidetoshi and Ieyasu, and together with one other guy whose name I can't remember right now. They were one of the 3 founders of modern Japan at that time, uniting Japan together. They're called the Unifiers. Now this hall is now dedicated to Hideyoshi, but still remains incomplete. Senjokaku, the name of it, actually means 1,000 mats. Apparently the hall is almost exactly 1,000 tatami mats large. Tatami mats are still, to this day, a way that Japanese people measure the space inside of rooms. You can often find, when you look for apartments here, how many tatami rooms big an apartment is when you're searching for it. They often also show meter squared as well, which is a little bit more helpful for us. Alright, let's go inside. The hall also has a beautiful view of Itsukushima Shrine from a little platform on the side here. And just turn around, you can see sort of like a veranda-y area. And then this is the emptiness of the hall. The small shrine at the end. Seems like there are many dedications to rice petals here. Can you see all the rice petals on the left and right hand side? Huge ones on the right and stacked on the left at the bottom behind the little drawers there. Guys, remember when we passed here earlier, that sign on the bottom right was completely submerged. The tide's now going out, so the sign is being revealed. Later on, you'll be able to see the complete bottom of the gate. That is so amazing. So, I'm gonna get a basket. And then I think we want cheese. I want cheese. Yes.
Want a red bean one?
Red bean, yeah, definitely red bean. Pumpkin, chestnut. Chestnut's good.
Cream?
Soy cream, chocolate cream. Soy cream, yeah, I love soy cream.
Should we just get a chocolate one as well?
Sure. We're back on the boat and we are trying some of these taiyaki things with different flavours inside. This one's actually got soybean cream inside. This one is good.
Yeah, good. Oh, it might be.
Brilliant. Soy products in Japan are just amazing. So we're going to nom some of these and then we're going to get over to the other side. What do you think? Yeah. I'm going to nom some of these, get over to the other side and then get a train over to Hiroshima Peace Park. See you in a second. actually popped over to see Hiroshima Castle. We're not going inside, we just went to see the outside of it. You might be able to hear some of the traffic behind me, which is right here. Unlike some other Japanese castles, Hiroshima Castle was actually built on a plain. Often many of the other Japanese castles are built on hilltops. Because this castle is here, we know that Hiroshima is a castle town. This would have been its center of political, well, its political center when it was constructed around 1589, I think. And then the city is built around it. Cities in Japan tend to either be castle cities or temple cities. They'll either have a castle or a temple in the middle. In actual fact, some of the cities won't have either, but that's because they did have castles, but those were torn down during the Meiji Restoration. Now, this castle looks very, very new, and it is new. The castle did not survive the bombing in 1945, so this is actually a reconstruction of the castle. It was built using the same methods that they constructed castles back in the 16th century, but this is a recent reconstruction. I think that began about 13 years after the 1945 bombing. So you guys might notice where we are. This is the A-Bomb Dome here in Hiroshima city center. This is one of the only buildings which survived in the surrounding area, which was called Sarugakucho originally, before the A-bomb dropped in August of 1945. So yeah, this whole area was actually completely wiped out. Sarugakucho was apparently a very lively area for no artists, physicians, other such people who lived and worked in this area. It was also the center of government in Hiroshima. When the bomb dropped in August of 1945, this was one of the only buildings which was left standing. Now called the A-Bomb Dome, it originally was called the Prefecture Industrial Promotion Building. It had a few other names previous to that, and was actually designed by a Czech architect and built in 1915. It's just astonishing how much of it is still left intact, even despite the state that it's in. And this is because in 1966 the government here decided that they wanted to keep it as a reminder of the things that happened on that day, or the incident which happened on that day. And then also since then it has become a World Heritage Site around the 1990s, and a number of people have opted and given money to keeping it in a state which means that it's able to remain standing. It's quite a phenomenal building, and yeah, it's just it's a bit heartbreaking as well. Yeah. Come to the Children's Peace Memorial just here, which was unveiled in 1958, and it's a memorial to the children who died within due to the Hiroshima A-bomb. Around here is these beautiful pictures you might be able to see, and actually they're completely built out of paper cranes. So you can see all of these pictures are made out of those paper cranes. It seems that this memorial was actually, well, the idea from it came from the sad, untimely death of a girl called Sadako Sasagi, and I'm afraid I don't know if she is the same girl who the paper crane story comes from. But she got radiation poisoning at the age of 2 when the A-bomb dropped in Hiroshima, and she died at 10. Her school friends wanted to remember her and all the other children who died in the A-bomb, and so they petitioned to have this memorial built. Fascinating and beautiful artwork with all of these cranes, just absolutely amazing. There's so many of them. So this memorial is the cenotaph. Inside of that sort of like a box looking thing over there in the center is a list of the 220,000 people who died as a result of the atomic bomb, either when the bomb dropped or as a result of radiation poisoning. These beautiful inscriptions on the floor here, there's 4 of them on this side and another 4 on the other side, are all in different languages. We've got Russian and French, I think, and is that Korean and English over on this side, explain how Hiroshima is a city that exemplifies peace and shows peace from around the world. It's a beautiful backdrop as well. You can see the atomic bomb, the A-Bomb building right off in the distance. Just behind me, you can see up here is the Peace Memorial Museum, which is supposed to give a fascinating insight into the events which took place on August the 6th, 1945, when the A-bomb dropped, and then also some of the devastating events which happened afterwards. We sadly don't have time to do it today. Hopefully we'll get to do it another time. We've really enjoyed our trip in Hiroshima. It's got some deep and devastating history, but it's also got a really lively city centre, some wonderful food to eat, and beautiful shrines too. So I hope if you come to Japan that you'll make some time to come over here. It's only about 4 hours away on the Tokaido Shinkansen straight out of Tokyo. We're now going to have another Hiroshima Okonomiyaki like we had last night, which was just so great. We're going to have a second one. If you want to see that vlog, I'll link it down below. So I just want to thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you found it very insightful. I hope you'll visit Hiroshima, and I hope you'll come back for more insights into Japan and the different places we're visiting on this vacation. So thank you so much everyone, and I hope to see you another time. Okay, bye. Today we are actually getting a Shinkansen, which is a bullet train. I'm waiting here for a special train which is going to come in. It's the Evangelion train. There's 16 carriages on the Shinkansen. I am currently in carriage number 1.